Today, we're going to attempt to continue the story of The Mandalorian using only AI. The results were quite hilarious. Hey everyone, it's Andrew.
I'm Din Djarin the Mandalorian. This is my adopted baby Grogu. I wield the Darksaber.
You have never seen a child before, but you recognize this little boy as one of your fellow warriors from the Great War. He was orphaned in battle and brought up by another warrior who had lost his daughter. How do you know I've never seen a child before? Grogu just giggles at that, which is what children do when they're told something funny. So Grogu's talking already. This is all very confusing for you. Din Djarin has been dead these last few centuries, so he can't possibly be talking about himself or anyone else alive today. But I am Din Djarin. What? How dare you?
Yes, I am. Thank you for coming here to talk to me before we go our separate ways.
He turns to address Grogu, saying,
And you, young man, you will come with us now? We need to get out of this place while there's still time.
Where are we going? Asks Grogu. The old warrior grins and points to the south. But first, we must make our way out of captivity and through the Empire's secret cloning facility. As you lead Grogu towards the entrance to the cloning facility, you hear the sounds of fighting outside. It seems that the cloning center is under attack by some sort of giant insect creatures. As the two of you run down the corridor, you see strange machines moving around in every direction. These must be Imperial droids. Keep your head down, kid. They're not really droids, they're more like machines, and they move as if they were alive. Din Djarin is right behind you, carrying Grogu on his back. Din Djarin drew his Darksaber and began cutting down the machines one by one. You follow Din Djarin, cutting down machine after machine. You cut down at least 30 of them before noticing that Din Djarin has stopped. You turn to look around and find yourself looking straight into the eyes of an enormous mechanical spider. Ah! No! I have arachnophobia. It appears to be waiting for you to try and escape before it attacks. Your fear suddenly vanishes as the spider moves forward. Its huge mandibles opening. Oh my god, this is terrible. A bright flash of light erupts from the tip of Din Djarin's Darksaber. The spider explodes into a shower of sparks. The entire hallway shakes from the impact. Din Djarin turns to you and says,
You've grown up well. You're quite the warrior already.
Suddenly 100 more spiders rush to you from all directions. What is going on? Why are there so many spiders? We need to get out of here and fast before my arachnophobia kicks back in. Din Djarin cuts down 5 of them before noticing that Grogu is missing. You grab hold of the little boy and shout, grab on tight! Then you pull him along behind you as you sprint down the hallways. There's a large door ahead which leads to the cloning laboratory. You reach out to open it, but it doesn't budge. There must be some kind of mechanism inside. You grab hold of Grogu and begin cutting down more spiders. Din Djarin then uses his Darksaber to cut open the door to the cloning lab, and they make their way inside. Inside the cloning room, the two of you hear an ear-splitting sound. A huge blast echoes through the air, shaking the entire building. A moment later, Din Djarin cuts open another doorway. Yeah, but why? This is the place where I think Grogu was born. They have been cloning for a lot longer than we thought. The two of you enter the room filled with incubators and look at each other. Grogu reaches out and opens one of the incubators, revealing a tiny infant within. Din Djarin picks up the infant and cradles her in his arms. This is messed up. We can't possibly help all of the clone babies. There are too many of them. But I'm worried if we don't do something, the spiders will get the better of them. The clones are everywhere in this room, lying helplessly in their incubators. Some appear to be asleep, others sitting quietly, staring blankly into space. Many of them seem to be crying. Man, this is getting more and more deep and messed up than I ever anticipated. Make sure the door is sealed so no spiders can get in. Why would you cut open the door? I just said make sure it's sealed. He just cut open a doorway. Din Djarin nods and cuts open another doorway, this time leading to a large chamber. In this room, hundreds of clone infants lie on stretchers, each one covered with a soft blanket. What is going on? Was at this moment that Din Djarin got the message from the Mandalorian army. They had arrived at the cloning facility. The Imperial forces would be here any minute. Din Djarin looked at you and said, well, we might as well get started. You nod and walk over to one of the incubators. What's he gonna do? Grogu comes over and looks at the newborns. Some of them look very much like him. Others look nothing like him at all. You pick up one of the infants and cradle it in your arms. Din Djarin takes one of the new babies and places it in your hands. One of these is yours, he says softly. You look at him, confused. My god. My wife! She was supposed to be a clone soldier like me. She died in childbirth. And she gave birth to this one. I thought they were clones. They named her Grogu. So now Grogu is a her. You take the baby Grogu from him and look into its eyes. Thank you, you whisper. You look up at Din Djarin and say, I wish I could save them all, but I don't think we have enough time. Alright, we're just gonna do a very classic, cheap Mandalorian thing here. This is the way. Oh, Din Djarin nods and leads you to an empty storage room. Inside, thousands of clone infants wait silently. Some of them are even older than Grogu. Most of them look very much much like themselves, but a few don't. The Mandalorian army has come to the rescue. Each of the Mandalorians takes a baby from an incubator and with their jetpacks fly up to the ship above. These clone babies could be the key to the survival of the Mandalorian race. Just as Grogu was adopted by Din Djarin as a Mandalorian foundling, so too could each of these babies. You stand up tall and raise your voice. We have to get the rest of them out of here, you shout. Find some jetpacks and let's go. There are hundreds of clones left. Time is running out. Din Djarin and Grogu hurry to help you. So do countless other Mandalorians. Each of them brings a baby to safety. But the Empire have also arrived. They opened fire on the Mandalorians. The clones are armed. The clone babies are armed and they returned fire, killing many of the Empire's soldiers. What? The clones are surrounded by a cloud of smoke. Then the clones turn to face the invading Imperial forces. I can't wait to see what happens next. You raise your hand and call out to the other clones. Brothers, form up to fight together. All around you, the clones form up into ranks. They're babies. How are they forming into ranks? Some are still holding their newly born siblings. These kids will change the future of Mandalore. They actually will. That's a good thing to say. Clones surround the advancing Imperial forces and begin attacking. The clones do not give up easily. Their combined strength drives back the Empire's invasion, and soon the clones are in control of the cloning facility. They didn't go without casualties. For each Imperial killed, a clone life was lost. One of the clones was killed in battle by an Imperial soldier and now lies dead on the floor, just one of them. The remaining clones have gathered around the body, weeping silently. Din Djarin walks over the fallen clone, puts his arm around him and comforts him. This is the way. Din Djarin bows his head and says, goodbye, brother. Then he pulls out his darksaber and slashes open the clone's chest. Why? What happened? Blood gushes out, soaking the carpet, and the clone falls to the ground. What the heck? Why would he do that? His body slowly begins to dissolve. Din Djarin turns to you and says, the clones may die, but their blood will live on forever. Oh my God. I have no idea what just happened. You nod silently, thinking about how awful it must be to kill your own brother. I'm sorry we couldn't save them all. Din Djarin sighs and says, we did our best. I hope you will forgive me for this, my friend. I know you don't approve of what we're doing. You look up at Din Djarin and say, I understand why you did this, but I cannot forgive you for it. I'm glad I have a chance to tell you this before you leave, for I doubt I ever will again. You bow your head in respect and say, my name is Din Djarin. It makes no sense. He nods and says, may the force be with you as well. Goodbye. Din Djarin turns to walk away and then stops. He steps back from you and looks at you. After a long pause, Din Djarin finally speaks. You have a unique gift, my friend. Din Djarin bows his head and leaves. Grogu and Din Djarin disappear through the doors to the cloning lab. I guess we finally know where you came from, Grogu. You and Grogu sit down on a nearby bench. You realize that you both need to catch your breath. The room is quiet except for the sound of your heart beating loudly in your ears. We will be together forever, little guy. You hold Grogu close to your chest and whisper, we're gonna be just fine. You feel him nodding against your chest. You look down at him and notice something unusual. His eyes are closed. Oh no! But there is no sign of sleepiness. The AI is gonna kill Grogu! Grogu reaches out and opens a drawer, taking out a small toy. Hey, this is cool, he says excitedly. Then he sees the gun in your hands and asks, where'd you get that? What is going on? What is going on? I don't understand. First I thought he was dead, now he's got a gun. It belonged to my father, you reply. I used it to shoot down a robot once. Just once. He shot down one robot. Grogu's eyes widen and he says, that's awesome! That thing shot lasers? Cool, can I try it? Of course you can. Grogu takes the gun and aims it right between your eyes! Oh my God! Cool, he says, cocking the trigger. Don't worry, it won't hurt anybody. You smile and say, relax, I trust you. Now aim carefully. Got it, says Grogu, pulling the trigger. Gun fires and the laser beam shoots out, hitting the ceiling. Oh, okay. Grogu laughs and says, boom! You laugh with him. Nice shooting, you say. And that, my friends, is the story of The Mandalorian according to AI. Overall, completely confusing, absurd, hilarious, and I enjoyed going on this adventure very much. The AI seems to have some weird thing about killing people. Like, I can't actually kill people, though. I don't know. It'll only kill them if you kill them, but then they won't actually die. That's my experience so far. Let me know if you felt otherwise. I'd love to make more of these videos with AI. Let me know what you want to see next. Also, please watch this video here, and thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.